Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning August in my bullet journal with you, and this month's theme is playing cards. I wanted to do something that didn't require a ton of color and was a bit simpler for me because July's Sunny Angel theme involved a lot of color and a bit more work on my end. I filmed this just days before July was ending, so I was definitely a bit behind on my journal and didn't want to take up even more of my time with some elaborate theme. I'll talk more about why I ended up choosing this theme in a little bit, but first let me tell you how excited I was to have this idea of the AUG on the cards for the title page. I wanted the cards to be larger, so I just did the abbreviation, but I loved this brain blast I had, and it was fun that the A actually is a card in a deck. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of tooting my own horn there with that idea. Because I was making the title page so simple, I decided to make the left side of a full page of this red, black, and white diamond pattern. I've actually never done an entire page that was just a pattern, and it was hard. Like, my hand was hurting so much, and I was so scared I was going to mess up the pattern, but I think the end result turned out really cool. This is probably a good time to point out that I didn't have a good true black marker to color in this pattern or the suits. They were either too gray or would bleed through the other page because they're a permanent marker. So I'm actually using my Tombow soft tip brush pen as the black, which I think made this a little more tiring, to be honest, since I couldn't get as thick strokes as I could with a standard marker or like this Tombow marker for the red that I did. So I guess I'm going to make this a mental note to myself to get a black Crayola marker at least. Like, jeez. But shout out to the Pigma Micron plastic nib pens in black and red that I used to make the shapes throughout this theme. These pens helped so much making everything more precise. I personally feel like the Pigma Micron plastic nib pens in colors other than black don't get enough love. And they have quite a bit of colors, so I recommend checking those out because they really come in handy for times like this where you need to make specific shapes with a bold color. Here's me showing you how much my hand hurt after completing this spread, and then I just added this black gingham and red gingham washi tape on the title page to kind of fill up that blank space a little more. Up next is the habit tracker. I'm not doing anything crazy here either, I'm just making this banner for the header, which I haven't done in so long. Something about it gave that kind of magic vibe to me that goes with the card theme. I'm going to color the banner in black, and I'm going to outline the banner and write habit on it with my Jelly Roll white gel pen in a little bit. But first I'm making 9 mini calendars for each habit I'm tracking with a red highlight for the title of each habit. While I'm finishing this up, I will now circle back and tell you the real inspiration behind doing this card theme was my random recent obsession of the game Solitaire. I doubt I need to explain Solitaire to a single person watching because it truly is just one of those games we all have played at some point on our computers, since I think it was the only game preloaded onto them for a while. Is that right? It's just a timeless game that makes me feel like I'm using my brain. I have been playing every single day for a few weeks now. My boyfriend and I have taken it up a notch because we found this versus mode on the Nintendo Switch store, so we have been having so much fun battling it out to see who can win first. We may be the only people to be competitive over Solitaire, like. Anyway, I can't really make a Solitaire theme because it's just a deck of cards, really, which is why I'm just calling this the playing cards theme. I know that I can make this theme perhaps more like poker or even add Vegas-like elements, but I don't know, I sort of envision this to document this era of my life where I'm obsessed with solitaire. So adding in those elements, I think, took away from that vision that I had. Also, not all the time, but a lot of times I like to make my themes something that I can actually relate to. So as someone who has never played poker and has never been to Vegas, it just didn't feel right. So I'm focusing on the actual cards and of course their suits. Then for the mood tracker, I did the same banner style for the header but made it red, and I drew 31 cards for each day of August. I put the numbers on the top left corner like actual cards, and now that I think about it, I could have done it on the bottom right corner too, but I didn't. I may go back and do that later. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm going to assign each suit a smiley face, and then I'll draw whatever suit in the middle of each card that I'm feeling for that day. I put little doodles next to both of these headers, by the way, that were just like little crowns, stars, and sparkles to go with the card and magic theme of it all. You'll see me do that again with the gratitude page, which is next. I went back to the black banner for the header, and before numbering 1 through 31, I drew a few cards falling on the right-hand side. I decided to go with a basic gold-ish design for the back of the card because I knew I wanted to color some of the little doodles in this color, so this helped balance that out. I also just need to say this, I was going to use my editing magic to try and get away with not saying anything, but tragedy struck, and now I feel I have to address it. My Jelly Roll white gel pen you see me using on my banners was out of ink, so I was waiting for my new order to come through, which wasn't coming until the day after I filmed this. So I left everything but the white for the banners to fill in for the next day when my order came through. And I don't know what was going on because I love this Jelly Roll pen typically, but for some reason, the indentations from where I used this pen bled through the page? You can't see it for most of the clips, but I fear you'll be able to see it in the final flip through since this was my last step before finishing, and I'm afraid you're gonna see it in the close-ups I'm going to eventually share throughout my social medias. I was just so frustrated because I have no idea why this happened, and I've never experienced that with this pen before. I'm sure you also noticed when I was making the mood tracker banner that it was not nearly as pigmented as it was with the habit tracker banner, so that was kind of annoying too, to be honest. I'm definitely being dramatic, but it's honestly just weird. And I don't know, I hope you can't see it too much, but just in case you can, I needed to explain it. Please let me know if you have any idea why this would have happened, because I know a lot of people love this pen, including me, so it was completely unexpected for it to let me down like that. But let's go to the last page, which I decided to make a quote page. I don't know why, but I did not want to put this quote next to my title page like I typically do. I really wanted to do that bold pattern to balance out the simplicity of the title page, so I instead took the quote to this extra page that I always have after my gratitude page. When I was looking up inspiration for quotes, I saw this image that had a great on-theme quote, and I obviously gravitated towards it because they use Solitaire as the background for the quote. I thought drawing Solitaire would really remind myself, in case I forget in the future, that this is why I chose this theme. I didn't want to use the iconic green background from the game because it didn't go with the color scheme, but I love the way this turned out. I just chose basic uppercase lettering for my quote, which is, "We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand." To me, this quote is about control and how we choose to react in situations that we can't control, which I've been working on a lot in my adult life. I can't control other people, but I can control my behavior and the energy I want to bring into my life to make my life the way that I want it to. This is definitely a lesson that I want to bring with me for the rest of my life, so I love having this reminder in my journal now too. After adding some of the same washi tape from earlier and a cute little crown icon, we are done. So here's the final flip through of August's playing cards theme. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out my channel and subscribe if you like what you saw today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!